Abanyacyubahiro muri hano mwese, abarezi, abanyeshuri n'abandi mwese mu nyumva, ndagira ngo ntangirire kubashimira. Ndabashimira igitekerezo cyiza mwagize kiri huriro, ndetse mukanadutumira. Ndanashimira cyane noneho n'ibikubiye mu byo turi buganire, ibyo mwatekereje bifite akamaro, bigamije no kubaka igihugu cyacu. Muranyemera rero ndaza kuvanga indimi, ariko ntabwo ari nyinshi cyane, ni ebyiri gusa cyangwa niziba nyinshi ziraba eshatu. Ariko urwa gatatu mushobora kuba mwibwira ko ari urundi, ariko njye ndavuga Igiswahili. Indimi ngerageza ni Ikinyarwanda, ni Icyongereza, ni Igiswahili n'Igifaransa iyo mbishaka. Kugira ngo tuze kugabanya igihe turi butware, aho gushyiramo igihe cyo gukora, cyo gusemura, muze gusemurira abo mwicaranye batumva, abumva urimo tuvuga asemurire mugenzi we umwicaye iruhande utabyumva. Cyangwa se abiga iby'ikoranabuhanga, muzadushakire nyine za application zishobora gukora translation muri ako kanya umuntu akumva. Banyeshuri, rubyiruko rero, iyi ntambwe ni intambwe ndende abantu bagenda batera, kubona mwe bwanyu mwiyemeza kuvuga muti reka dufate iya mbere tube abayobozi ubu, bitari ugutegereza ejo, mukaba abayobozi uyu munsi, mugafata inshingano. Ibyo ubundi niko bigenda kandi bihera kare. For the youth to take their proper role in leadership, it must start early. You don't wait for tomorrow. You start as early as possible. It starts with the individuals, then groups, then it goes up to the level of the nation and beyond. Here we talk about you as individual students, as student groups, as a nation, and as a continent. The continent, we mean ours, the continent of Africa, that is in dire need for change that must be brought by you. You must carry that responsibility, and this is one way of doing that. So I thank you on that note. Ejo bundi aha nakurikiranaga amakuru ndeba ibyo abantu bagenda bavuga hirya no hino. Hari umuntu wavuze ikintu mu byo nasomye, hari inama ya Francophone Summit yabaye ejo bundi Kinshasa, ariko mbere yaho mu bayijyagamo hari abari babanje kunyura ahandi. Hari umuyobozi wari wanyuze Senegal, ahavugira amagambo ubundi meza, ariko icyo tumaze kubona ni uko, kandi twari dukwiye kuba tubimenyera kuko bibaye igihe kirekire, amagambo meza ntahagije, ibikorwa ibitekerezo byiza ntibihagije iyo utabyubakiraho gushyira ibintu mu bikorwa. Ultimately, what matters is what you do, how well you do it, and the results thereof. That's what you can associate with the change that people want to see, want to have. So, icyo nafashemo kimwe kiri interesting nshaka kubakiraho kubabwira. Uwo muntu wundi w'umunyafurika waje gukora comment, academician, yaje gutangura yaravuga ngo imibanire y'uburyo busa nka imibanire ya, you know, the donkey and or a horse, and the rider, the horse and the one who rides the horse. Do you understand that relationship? The relationship between the horse and the rider, the horse rider. For me, I picked something from that, and I wanted to imagine. I said, do Rwandans want to be horses, or do they want to be horse riders? You have, if you want to be a horse, there will be many riders competing for you, absolutely. They ride you, they whip you, they direct you here and there, and that is a relationship that is not sustainable. It's a relationship that we Rwandans or Africans cannot afford to accept. We have been there for too long. Do you understand? Yes. We've kind of been in those positions of horses or donkeys. We must change that. We must be riders of donkeys and horses. We can't have people riding on us as donkeys or horses. We are not. And it can only come from you, our young people, the students, innovators, people who are able to create something, who have a skill to enable them do a job. People who want to express themselves based on these values that we must be identified with. Nothing short of that. And this can only come from a determination of every individual, of every family, of every society, of us as Rwandans and as a nation. There have been these discussions probably for too long. But it is our duty as young people, as students, you here and others you represent or not here, to make sure that we become the change agents that we should be and we are capable of being. We must have that determination. We must make that choice. We must be able to do it. And we are capable of doing it because we are talented as much as any other person on this earth. Isn't it? Yes. Why should you be a secondary citizen of this planet Earth? Why should you? Ask yourself that question. Always ask yourself that question. Challenge yourself. Challenge each other as colleagues. When you're there in the classroom or in a laboratory or wherever, ask yourself that question. Is your choice to become a second-rate citizens of this? To become second-rate citizens of this earth we live on? Is that your choice? No. That's where it starts from. And that's the difference between who some people are today, languishing in poverty, in disease, in despair, and others who think they are ordained to rule over others and tell them what to do and what not to do, just because of that difference I'm talking about. So young people, our future, you must not accept that. And not accepting that, that just doesn't mean saying no. No, it means doing something about it. It's not just words. It's not just saying no. It's saying no through what you do that brings about that change. Right? Yes. And who says it is simple? I'm not saying it is simple. I'm only saying we are capable of doing it. But we have to make the right choices. We have to do the right things. We have to understand the purpose of doing that. We have to fight for every inch of our territory in terms of giving ourselves our dignity. Nobody will give it to you. If you are sitting there and waiting for somebody to hand it to you, you will wait forever. The others can only help you, can assist you, but should be able to do so in the direction you have chosen yourself. If you want them to make that choice for you, they will actually not lead you in the direction they want to go themselves. They will lead you in an opposite direction. Meaning, theirs is in this direction, they lead you in another. Not what they think is good for them, they think is not good for you. Yet, actually, the aspirations of everyone, wherever you go, the young people like you, the students, wherever you go, whether it is Rwanda or any other country in Africa or in Asia or America or Europe, the aspirations are the same. They are the same. No one wants to be a horse so that others ride on them. Everyone wants to be a horse rider. Everyone wants to compete. Everyone wants to exercise their freedoms. Everyone wants to use their talents to improve their lives and of the societies they live in. That's what everyone wants. And where we are coming from and what we have to do, of course, presents to us a very difficult situation. We have the problem to deal with, the challenges we face, our own challenges, and you are made to deal with even challenges that come from elsewhere, created by the imbalances that exist in the relations as we know them globally. Someone wants to come here, a young person like you, or even older, let me say, from somewhere else, where things are seemingly okay. Those that have achieved a higher level of development. And they will come and start telling people what is good for them. Why don't you know what is good for you? Why does somebody else have to tell you what is good for you? Do you wait for somebody to come and tell you what is good for you? No. But if you appear to be so, if you appear to be waiting for that, there will always be somebody to come and show you what is good for you that actually is not good for you. So it will be a shared mistake. It is a mistake of you waiting to be told what is good for you. Certainly it starts with you. Of course, the other mistake is for the other one to assume that they always have to tell others what is good for them. That's why taking responsibility for yourselves, for ourselves, is extremely important. We must be responsible for ourselves. We must be responsible for our development. We must share this responsibility as well. We must see each other as having responsibility for one another, and later on, as a nation, we must have a responsibility for ourselves. Isn't it? Yes. A while ago, I can't stop being amazed all the time. A while ago, you were talking about Facebook, about Twitter, about other aspects of social media, and every day I'm going through and I'm seeing people, some of them who don't even know Rwanda, who have never been there. Maybe who don't even care to be there, or to even know what is happening. But they will always care to give lessons to Rwandans, or even criticize them for what they are not doing, what they are doing, what they are not doing right, and what they should do, and so on and so forth. And I keep asking myself, is this really how? I said, should Rwandans be accepting this kind of thing? Some of them living thousands of miles away from here who know nothing about us. They keep saying, oh, in Rwanda, you see, there is no freedom. No. That is another form of actually denying Rwandans their freedom. You are denying Rwandans their freedom to express themselves, and once they have expressed themselves, why don't you accept what they are telling you? Why should you be the one to decide whether Rwandans have this or don't have this? Who gave you that right? You want to come here and decide for these thousands of people here what they have and what they don't have, or what is good for them and what is not good for them. Do you really want to accept that kind of situation? No. You must be able to decide what is good for you and what is not good for you, and you must be able to resolve any problem or any challenge arising out of having differences of opinion. That will always exist in a society. That's fine. That's what it should be. But you should be able to look each other in the eyes and say, you know what? You have this proposal, I have this, the other one has this. Let's agree. Let's agree how to move forward because we have a common interest in the well-being of this country that we all have right to and share. But for somebody else say, no, you see, to make a judgment about us from nowhere. Somebody who doesn't even know anything. Who don't know anything about our culture, our values, how this society is hurting because of our history, part of which has been contributed to by external factors. The same people, even like the rest in the world, our society may have certain imperfections we need to keep working on and improving. That's fine, like any other society has, any other in this world. But I cannot have my own imperfections that I'm working on to improve and be better and move on, and then you bring your own imperfections and superimpose them on my own imperfections, in which case I inherit mine and yours. Why should anybody accept that kind of situation? This is the point we must resolve as young people, as people who aspire to contribute to the well-being of our nation, as leaders of tomorrow, you, and leaders of today, in fact. What you study in schools, whichever background, is one big step. It's very important. But more important is how you use that for that purpose. More importantly, it is how you build on the capacity you have built to contribute to the well-being of your nation, of your society, of your people, and of course, yourself. That's the importance of it. You may go to any school, you may get any number of diplomas. That's huge, that's very important. But there's something more important waiting ahead. And that is, how are you going to use this to improve yourself, to improve the society you live in, your nation, your people? How are you going to use that? How are you going to bring yours and his together for that purpose? This must constantly challenge you and must always be at the back of your mind. That's how we will be able to move our country forward. And forward we must go. We have no alternative. Except if you have made a different choice that I wouldn't understand. Right? Yes. If you have made a choice, if you have made the choice of being passive and waiting and hoping that somebody will rescue you and sympathize with you, and you would be in the wrong place. That's not a choice for people who want to make a difference for themselves. So a legacy of self-reliance that is very important, and I think you made first a good choice of selecting this topic, but I think you understand the hard work that is also involved, isn't it? Yes, there's no secret about it. Yes. This is very important, and I'm thankful that you made this choice. But it comes with it a lot of hard work that we must be able to undertake, no doubt about it. And we shouldn't expect anyone else to be the one to undertake that hard work for us. It doesn't work like that. So why don't I maybe stop here and we continue the conversation in a broader discussion where I also want to hear more from you, and maybe there will be questions that can help us carry forward better this kind of conversation. So let us do that and let us see how, but the problem now is, I wish I had said this in Kinyarwanda and there was a problem of translating it in English. Now I have a problem of saying it in English and having a problem of putting it in Kinyarwanda. So how do we go about that? But our Master of Ceremonies, I think, will help us put it in Kinyarwanda, in a summary at least. Is that okay? I hope we haven't lost most of it. So what do? We have a summary first and go into a broader conversation and QA, or we do QA and maybe but while you might have translate, no, but I don't think anybody needed a translation, but people outside need a translation. People who are not here, our people, our citizens, I think, need or maybe I help you. Do I have to go through that? Ashaka kugerageza.
Urakoze nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika. Gusobanura ubutumwa mutanze n'inshingano ikomeye kuko ushobora kuvuga mbutesha umwimerere bwari bufite. Ariko reka ngerageze nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika.
Ndakunganira.
Ikintu nakuyemo gikomeye kandi nkeka ko n'abanyeshuri bari aha twese twumvishe nuko tutagomba kuba indogobe, ahubwo tugomba kuba abatwazi b'indogobe cyangwa abagenda ku ndogobe. Murabona ko iriya nsanganyamatsiko nk'uko nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika bivuze ni irakomeye kandi ni nziza, yanadushimiye kuba twarayihisemo, ariko kandi ko tugomba kumva no kwisaba ingufu n'imbaraga kugira ngo bishyirwe mu bikorwa. Niba tuvuga ngo umurage wo kwishakamo ibisubizo, ese biragarukira mu magambo? Dukeneye gukora bya bisubizo, se tuzabibona gute? Tuzabishaka se duhereye? Ngako akazi rero gakomeye karimo, ariko nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika turakwizeza ko dushoboye kandi tuzabikora.
icyo nongereho nakongeraho ubisobanuye neza mu magambo make nuko navugaga nti mwibaze byaherera he kugira ngo tureke kwemera ko hari abandi bantu bashobora kugiteka batugenera uwo murage cyangwa se badusobanurira iby'uwo murage kandi twebwe tubishoboye ubwacu. nko kuvuga ngo kuki wibaze umuntu wo mu rungano rwawe cyangwa se n'uwaba akuruta w'ahandi yewe utaragera no mu Rwanda utanaruzi akicara ikantarange akaba ariwe uvuga ngo ariko urabizi ngo mu Rwanda abanyarwanda ntabwo bameze batya, abanyarwanda ntabwo hari icyo babuze ibi, nta burenganzira bagira, nta demokarasi bagira, ndavuga ngo mu by'ukuri ubu ni uburyo bwo kubibabuza kubera ko demokarasi cyangwa uburenganzira bw'abantu nibo babwigiramo ntabwo babugirirwa n'undi. urumva icyo nshaka kuvuga? ni ukuvuga ngo niba abanyarwanda koko bumva hari ibyo bibuze nibakore ku buryo bishakamo ibisubizo byabyo, ntabwo ari undi uza kuvuga ngo ariko ngo twabonye abanyarwanda twasanze batameze batyo. oya, reka abanyarwanda babikubwire, nibo ba nyirabyo. none se abanyarwanda ni wowe ubafitiye uburenganzira bwabo cyangwa ni wowe ububagenera? cyangwa ibindi bashaka ni we wabibagenera? ni we wabibavugira se ukaza kubavuga ngo turabavugira ko batabifite? wowe si ukuvugira ibyawe ninde? undi uturuka ahandi akaza kukubwira ngo ariko urabizi ngo mwebwe n'aha abaturage banyu ibi ntibabifite. ninde? hari aho mujya kubibabwira? mwe hari aho mujya mu mahanga kujya kubabwira ngo ariko ngo twasanze hano mutameze neza, abaturage banyu ntibameze neza, ntimubafata neza, abayobozi n'abaturage ntimubabeze? hari aho mujya kubikora? mwebwe se kuki ari mwe babigira mukabyemera? nicyo kibazo, icyo kibazo mbaza. mwebwe rero urubyiruko kandi bayobozi b'uyu munsi n'ejo, ahubwo nimurebe nimusanga hari ikibuze tukishakemo kandi koko wenda iteka tuzagira ibyo dusanga bibuze. abisuzumye ntabwo bashobora kubura icyo bakwinenga bakagishakira igisubizo, ariko nutegereza uw'ahandi kuza kubigukorera ni ukuvuga ko n'ibyo ngibyo n'ibyo wageraho ntabwo ari ibyawe, byabaye ibya wa wundi waje kubishakamo no kubigukorera. kuvuga ngo we ntacyo ufite, wabaye ya ndogobe rero. iyo ubyemeye uba wabaye ya ndogobe. iyo wabaye indogobe bakugerekaho imizigo nyine ukikorera, niko bigenda. no mu kinyarwanda ariko ntimuzi ko bafite iryo jambo se? uwigeze agatebo agira ati iyo wigeze agatebo ivu rirahari ryinshi ryo kukurundaho rwose ukabyikorera. iyi topic, iyi nsanganyamatsiko mwahisemo niyo kwanga kuba agatebo. nicyo rwa rugero nk'urw'indogobe navugaga, ni ukwanga kuba indogobe. Naho niba kuba indogobe hari imizigo itegereje kuyikorera. Mu magambo make ngira ngo turabisobanuye ibyo twavuze mu rundi rurimi. Murakoze rero, twakomeza noneho reka mbaho umwanya wanyu mwisanzure mubaze icyo mushaka cyose.